Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collinwood for YouTube, back with another Dark Shadows video for you guys and gals. I am here to talk about the different time branches that are specifically involved in 1795 and why this matters. So, the first question I'm sure you might have in this video is, does Victoria Winter's time travel count as a different time branch? And as much as I want to say yes, it does, no, it doesn't. And there are reasons for this. And you might say, well, wait, she does replace Phyllis Wick. Yes, and I'm going to get into that here once again, um, for this specific topic, because this topic I feel is important. So, why do I say it's not a alternate time branch? Why does it not stray? It doesn't stray far enough that we know of. Now, I will point out what I feel the differences are, because again, there are things we don't know specifically about Phyllis Wick 1795. For example, and I've touched upon this, I think, in my Phyllis Wick video, we don't know exactly if was Barnabas trying to defend Phyllis Wick the way he was Victoria Winters. Now that answer is probably yes, but to what extent? What I mean by that is Barnabas isn't around long enough to defend Victoria Winters as an attorney, as somebody who's trying to help her escape the gallows, right? So how the question becomes, how long is he there for Phyllis Wick? Not Victoria Winters. We know that. Phyllis Wick, because I gotta believe, here's my theory on this. There's a reason why Barnabas isn't there for Phyllis Wick, just like there's a reason for Barnabas isn't there for Victoria Winters. My inclination is the reason he's not there for Phyllis Wick is he's already dead. Phyllis Wick may not have saw exactly what happened, but she knew Barnabas was laying on the ground. I do think the reason she doesn't, the night that Victoria Winters gets taken is when Trask performs the exorcism at the house, right? I don't think that happens with Phyllis Wick. I don't. I'm going to say there's the sort of the differences. Now, does that cause a time split? No. And the reason to me is because Victoria does follow some of the history book. It's how she saves Daniel. It's how history is able to be saved, which is by Vicky. So that's why nothing really ever changes with that aspect of it. So there's no time branch. Phyllis Wick is still the one who gets hanged, not Victoria Winters. So what changes? Nothing. Not a thing. Not one thing changes. Now, there are things that are going to change very, very soon. So now, so nothing changes there. There's no time branch split because Victoria, though she goes to the gallows, she's not the one who gets hanged. Phyllis Wick is. They change back places. Are certain things changed a certain way? I think what you have to understand before I get into the time branch split is, though I have said Victoria's journey is not Phyllis Wick's journey, and I stand by that, it doesn't mean there was a time branch. because somebody being arrested later is not really a big, or being taken into custody is not really a big deal. I mean, he's charged her with witchcraft maybe at a different point in time in 1795, but it still happens, right? That's all that matters. Now, where is the first initial time branch? Well, I gotta put this on our buddy Barnabas. Our buddy Barnabas. Remember, in the time branch that includes Victoria Winters slash Phyllis Wick, who gets hanged, Countess Natalie Dupre is trying to help Barnabas. Now, here's the interesting time branch. Here's where things are different. When Barnabas goes back to help Victoria, who's now been pulled back by Peter Bradford in time, think about this. She is not helping Barnabas. She's trying to kill him. And she even goes as far as frees Nathan Forbes to do this. This is an interesting turn of events, because that did not happen in the initial timeline. Whether you include Phyllis Wick or Vicky, that did not happen. So this is now not just a character making a completely different decision. This is altering a personality. This is a different time branch. Something has changed here. She already knew Josette died. So what's the change here? What happens? This doesn't even seem like the same person. So why is she so different? It's because it's a different time branch. Something has happened, whether you want to say it was Barnabas coming back again. And by the way, something does change here again too. What also changes is Victoria is hanged. There's no Phyllis Wick replacing her here. Phyllis Wick does not replace her. Victoria gets hanged. Now, to be clear, she's not dead, because Angelique put her under a spell. And as soon as Angelique is destroyed, Victoria wakes up. Again, this is altering the timeline. This is now completely altered. Things are very different here. Not minor different, large different. There's no Phyllis Wick to replace Victoria Winters. Victoria's been put under a spell. Countess Natalie Dupre frees Nathan Forbes, wants to stake Nathan Forbes. We have a different timeline. This is a different time branch. It is veering off to the right or left, whatever direction you want to take this. It is veering off the beaten path. And Barnabas has caused it. Whether he realizes he's caused it or not, he's caused it. Another moment is Barnabas saving Josette from Widow's Hill, though it's Countess Barnabas goes to go to Natalie. Natalie Dupre gets involved again to save Josette from Widow's Hill. Josette does not jump off Widow's Hill. She drinks poison. Again, a different time branch. So the question is, if you ask your question, is there different time branches in Dark Shadows? The answer is yes. Okay. I will say that from an adventure standpoint, from a character standpoint, if Barnabas were to go back again, is there going to be some sort of recognition with this? Remember, by the way, before I continue that, when Josette is saved from jumping off Witness Hill, this is also where the Leviathan are involved. In a sense, where the Leviathan come in and take Barnabas away. So, with that being said, the question comes, if Barnabas goes back again, I said, what's the recognition? Meaning, is somebody going to recognize this? And the one person who could would be Angelique. Like, how many times have you come back now? Because she has to notice this. She has to notice this. Remember when he goes back the first time, she says, this is my punishment for failing. I have to relive our timeline. So I'm always coming back here. That never changes. She's always going to be in 1795. Even so, there's where your Angelique comes in, by the way. Nobody talks about that heavily enough, that Angelique is still technically alive. She's just alive in the past. She's not alive in the future. She's not alive from 1840 on. But if you pull her from 1795 and bring her into the future, guess what? She's here. So there's that aspect of it. Again, though, if he were to go back, is she recognizing it? Is she going, okay, how many times have you done this? And that's something that I'd like answered to, like, not how many times has he done this, but what's that conversation between the two of them? Because it's not just I love you. It's okay. You may have made a mistake here coming back here again, because remember, he takes care of Nathan Forbes. My God, Lieutenant Nathan Forbes gets jailed in the second one and then is released. Oh my God. The insanity of Dark Shadows, my friends. I want to get you guys' thoughts on the different time branches of Dark Shadows. 18, am I going to do 1897? Well, okay. The issue I have here is that I have to take into consideration that the ghost of Quentin Collins is always Reverend Trask, is always Trask, Gregory Trask. Okay. Now, that being said, and I take that in consideration, I gotta believe that Quentin did go to Paris, but yet we also have the vision of Quentin dying. Was that a false prophecy that Quentin died? So I'll get into that in a separate video, because I don't want to tackle it all in this video. It's just insanity. It's crazy. But I want to hear you guys' thoughts on the 1795 time branches. What are you guys' thoughts, feelings? Have a good day.